Welcome back, gentlemen. So last week we covered the power of identity and how the way that you see yourself determines what you're capable of achieving. This week I want to dive deeper into that topic while also building on the foundation by focusing on two key components. That is the power of belief and the fact that language creates and shapes our entire reality. Now, these are not abstract concepts. They are tools that are either going to propel you forward or hold you back. Either way, they are there. They're very real. So depending on how you use them will determine the outcome that you receive from them. The first thing I want to discuss is the role of belief. Now, we touched on this last week, but your mind creates your reality. And belief is just not some buzzword like, oh, I just have to believe in myself. Yeah, sounds fucking nice. It's a real powerful force that shapes the way you act day in and day out. I want you to think about the most successful areas of your life. Now, you guys probably all crush it in your careers. All right, you have made a decision and formed a belief about yourself that you are a successful business person. You are driven in your career. You are a good husband. You are a good father. You have made a decision and then you began acting in a specific way. So whether it's your career, relationships, financial success, they all stem from deep beliefs that you hold about what's possible for you. So ask yourself, why should your health and your fitness be any different? Because here's the thing, every time you tell yourself, I've always been out of shape, or I'm too old to change, like can't teach an old dog new tricks, I'm just not built for this, never been a workout guy, I'm not one of those people that really tracks my food, seems a little too restrictive. You're reinforcing a belief that limits what you can accomplish. When you flip that narrative, when you begin to believe that real change is not only possible but inevitable, your entire mindset begins to shift. Suddenly, every workout becomes an opportunity, not a pain in the ass. Every meal becomes something that moves you closer towards a desired outcome, not you just saying, oh, I'm restricting myself, this is so awful. Life gets much more exciting when you start living it intentionally with this belief that you can change and continue to get better. Neville Goddard said, believe you are what you want to be. He didn't say hope or wish what you want to be. It's about knowing, believing deep down that you can actually transform. And you will. It's that simple. This isn't just about what you do over these next 12 weeks, by the way. It's about who you become. And I know that sounds cliche, but cliches are said for a reason. It's because they're usually pretty accurate. Your belief is the engine that's going to drive this entire transformation. So what I'm asking you to do right now is just audit your beliefs. Are they working for you? If so, great. Keep doing it. But if there are some beliefs in there that might be working against you, some narratives that you're saying about yourself that aren't true, it might be time to reframe those or remove them altogether. The second thing I want to discuss is language, and it really piggybacks well for what I just brought up there at the end. And that is, just like belief, the words that you use, whether out loud or in your own head, that's a big one, have a massive impact on your mindset and ultimately your outcomes. The language you choose doesn't just describe your reality, it actually creates your reality. Think about the things that you tell yourself every day, even the tiniest things. When you say, like, I am a good husband, like, you tend to do good husband shit. When you say I'm a successful businessman, like, I doubt you're getting like shit-faced drunk the night before a big meeting. So when you say I'm not in good shape or this is going to be hard, guess what? You're reinforcing a reality that keeps you stuck. You literally created that. But when you shift your language, even slightly, even just going to, I'm getting stronger every day. That's a much better reality we create. Or I'm capable of overcoming any challenge. You're rewiring your brain to see new possibilities that you otherwise had blinders up before and just kind of ignored it. And this isn't just positive thinking, Tony Robbins bullshit. It's how the brain actually works. When you speak in a way that aligns with your goals, your brain looks for evidence to support these statements. There's actually a term for it. It's called the reticular activating system if you want to nerd out. But essentially, it's like when you bought whatever car you drive. Let's say you bought a white Wagoneer. You didn't see many white Wagoneers on the road, but then you bought a white Wagoneer. Now you see them everywhere on the road. It's because We're actively or subconsciously looking for them. So this week, I want you to become hyper aware of your language. I want you to catch yourself when you say something that limits your potential, when you make a depreciating remark about yourself, when you say like, oh, like, I've always been this way. I can't do this, or this is so hard. I want you to replace it with things like, I'm getting better every time I try. If you're saying, I'm too busy, I want you to say, I prioritize what's important. These shifts may seem small, but they have a huge impact over time. Next thing, tying into language, would be self-talk and how to turn your inner critic into an inner coach. So let's dive deeper into one of the most powerful forms of language, which is your self-talk, this internal dialogue that's running all the time. It's that voice in your head that's always commenting on what you're doing, telling you what you can, what you can't do. Like, oh my God, are those people looking at me? Are they laughing at me? Oh my God, like they're judging me, aren't they? All of those things. We all have it. And for most of us, that inner voice, it's not really doing a lot of good. More often than not, it is a massive cynic and a critic. And the problem with that is the more that you listen to that inner critic or that fucking inner bully, the more it shapes your reality. And it tells you that you're not strong enough, you're not disciplined enough, that you failed before and you're probably going to fail again, and like you might as well just fucking quit. But just because that voice is really loud at times, it does not mean that it's telling the truth. And the cool thing about language and internal self-talk is that you can turn that critic into a coach. When you face a challenge, whether it's pushing through a tough set at the gym, choosing to eat something more in line with your goals when you go out to eat, managing your time more efficiently, paying attention to what you're doing as a whole. Your inner voice, it's always saying something. It's always giving you feedback. So if we're paying attention to what your inner voice is saying, maybe when it's negative, shut it down. Maybe replace it with the voice of your inner coach. Say things like, I've got this. I'm stronger than I think. Every decision is a step toward success. One of my go-tos is, by day, by night, I prosper in all that I do. The more you practice this, the more natural it becomes. You'll feel like a weirdo at first. There are times in my day where I catch myself saying negative things, and I'll literally be saying the word delete. I picked that up from a coach one time, and I'm trying to remove the shit I just put in there. When you do this enough, your critical voice that's going on internally, it begins to fade, and it gets replaced by a voice that pushes you forward instead of just kind of holding you in that same place. Now, affirmations, they are another way that we can go about doing this, and it's really a tool that we use to program our mind for success. And a powerful way to reprogram that inner voice is by doing these daily. And you've probably have heard this before, and it sounds like self-help bullshit, but I want you to really understand their purpose. This is not you standing in front of the mirror just chanting feel-good shit at yourself that you don't believe to be true. Kind of back to our first point, you actually have to believe these things. So it's really a tool that helps you align your subconscious mind with the goals that you've actually set. And when you repeat a positive statement often enough, with enough conviction, you start to internalize it, and it becomes part of how you see yourself. Now, let's say you're working on discipline. An affirmation like, I am consistent and disciplined in my actions, if you repeat that daily, it'll probably start to sink in. It primes your mind to make disciplined decisions without hesitation. Or if you're working on pushing through physical challenges, you might say, I'm strong and capable of anything I set my mind to. For me, I used to be very analytical in making decisions. And I would, even if it was a decision that was like really good for me, I would have to know every detail about it, have to do the research, have to look at all the fucking reviews before making a decision. And months would go by, and all I did was delay the actual progress. Now I just have a rule that I am the person that takes action immediately. And I say that. I take action immediately. And sure enough, it started happening. And sure enough, my progress started accelerating. Now, the key to this, though, is like you can't just say them. You can't just say, like, I'm a successful person in the mirror and your life gets better. It doesn't work that way. You have to believe that these statements are true, even if they don't fully feel real yet. The more you say them and the more you act in alignment with them, well, now we actually have evidence to support that they're becoming a reality. And if we have evidence to support that they are a reality, what's the difference between that and actually being a reality? None. It's real. So to kind of wrap this up for the day, guys, this week I want you to focus on two things: your belief and your language. I want you to ask yourself what beliefs you're holding on to and whether they're helping you or they're holding you back. And I want you to pay attention to the words that you use with yourself and with others. And I want you to make that shift from limiting language to empowering language. I want you to practice affirmations every single day. I think 3 of these framed as like I am statements. So I am this, I am that, I am that would be an excellent starting point. I like to do mine before bed. This is about programming your mind for success so that your body follows. And do these through the lens of health and fitness. You can absolutely stretch this into other areas of your life, but you guys are objectively crushing it in a lot of areas of your life. Let's hone in on this aspect that's been lagging for a bit and get it dialed in finally. Jack LaLanne once said that your mind is the battlefield. It's where transformation is won or lost. Strengthen it, and you'll strengthen everything else. Keep pushing, gentlemen. You guys are just getting started. I'm excited to see your progress. Great job on getting your check-ins in this week, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good one.